Hello YouTube fans, I'm here again. Now as I did The Living Daylights, why not Timothy Dalton in his last appearance as James Bond? Now as you know, I may not know, Timothy Dalton, it wasn't going to be his last appearance, but I'll do that another time and I will offend Timothy Dalton. I will offend him because he was not to blame for only doing 2 Bonds, and over the years MGM had a shit on Timothy Dalton, and I'm going to offend his honour one day, people, because I like Timothy Dalton. And as Leslie Orion, the one who played 2, once said on an interview, he was the most closest one to be as faithful as the character of the book character of Bond, I would say. Right? He was as faithful. And I like Licence to Kill, what can I say? It's a lot darker and has more of an edge to it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like his first appearance in The Living Daylights, but this one I felt it had more of an edge. It had more of an edge. You do get one actor who plays Felix Leiter, and you think he looks familiar to him. That's because he played Felix Leiter before, that being in Live and Let Die. Sad to say he's no longer with us, as I believe he passed away a couple of years ago now, which is pretty sad. But the actor, as we know, played Felix Leiter twice in a Bond film, and he also was the original one who played in The Fly, the 1958 one, the one I reviewed. He was the original one that did that, you know, the character Seth Bungle, even though he was a different name in the 50s version, but that was him. So he's in it, and it's like a good one. He's got a good opening where they're running about and there's a lot of action. All this film is action, and it's a fun ride. And when you think about it, it does have a good story to it. It's not just Bond going on a mission, espionage, the KGB, the Soviet Union. It was using a lot in the later ones of Roger Moore, and was also in the first Timothy Dalton's. I think at this point they felt like that was dying down, it was getting boring, and they wanted to make it more, you know, more to depth, more where he's going on a personal vendetta. And I like that. I dilute it. Now over the years people said there's a bad reputation, and when it first come out, even Prince Charles, when he saw it, said it was pretty violent. And I can't lie, it is a violent film. It's violent from the beginning, where you see a woman getting ripped, which when it first come out on video in this country, that was heavily cut. Never saw it, but you got the idea he was going to rip her. You can now see it in its uncut form, and it was pretty violent. I might even one day talk about the censored version and the uncensored version, because now on DVD and now on Blu-ray you can see Licence to Kill, I didn't get the words right, in its uncut version. It's totally uncut, and it was the most violent one out of any Bond film. Now don't get me wrong, the Bond films before were violent, but there was more comic book. This one was definitely violent, that's why it was a 15, like the others before that, what was a PT. We're gonna go, you know, Felix gets married, and you've got this drug lord, and they get Felix, you got the idea that they raped his wife, but Abdi says they don't show it, but they kill his wife, and the way what they do to Felix is just fucking evil. It's just evil. They feed him to the shark, bites his fucking leg and bit his leg off, and they just leave him to die, but they don't leave him to die, he's still alive, but he's in a coma. And then Bond basically goes undercover, goes on the run, and basically goes after the one who did it. You know, the one what did it, this evil drug lord. I can't think of the character's name, but he was a damn good actor in this. He, to me, was the best villain of any Bond film, because he was evil, he was nasty, he was just fucking evil, you know what I mean? And Bond goes on a vendetta to get him. Goes on a vendetta. That reminds me of For Your Eyes Only, where the Bond was going on a vendetta, but Bond stopped her because he just wanted to solve the fucking mission, you know, the death of her family. But in this, it's Timothy Dalton going after for revenge for Felix, what's happened to him, and what's happened to his wife, the fact that she was brutally murdered. And I like that, you know what I mean? It makes it a different fucking note than what was in the other Bond films. And again, it's not like, oh, it sounds boring. It does have a lot of action in it. It's very action. Now, the singers, if I can remember the name, I think his name is Thingy Nights, didn't like the theme song, Licence to Kill. I know obviously the film is going to be called Licence to Default, but I'm kind of happy they opened it to Licence to Kill. And she didn't like it. She was, you know, she was religious, and she didn't like the word kill. To me, it's like, get over it. It's a film. It's a fucking film. That's like Duran Duran not liking the theme song, A View to a Kill. It's a fucking song. But, I'm getting too into it. But, yeah, I like License to Kill. I remember watching it when it first come out on video. I also remember the old video ads. There was, at the time, they was promoting Chucky Fried Chicken. That's right, Chucky Fried Chicken. And you ring things, you get a big box or bucket of fried chicken. I loved it. I just loved the idea now of watching a film and just getting a big bucket of fried chicken, or Chucky Fried Chicken, and eating it. And that's what they did to market the film when it first come out. I also remember the marketing things. How I miss that fucking era. How I miss it. But again, Bond's undercover, and he's trying to find the drug lord, the one who started it all. You know what I mean? And there's just stuff with basically he's a secret agent, and he's doing what he's doing, and he's about to get roughed up and battered, but then Bond, being Bond, a badass, he outsmarts him. I also love the truck scenes. What actually were done by a trumpeter who designs and made trucks, and what they did was they had these special trucks, movie made. These were not trucks that a truck driver would drive to work. Definitely not. They were only made for movie use only. And there's a making back in the day on DVD. If you get on DVD, there was a making back in the day, back in 1989, where it actually sold the trucks and how they was moved. And there was a lot of bad history when they filmed this desert. It had a lot of evil spirits. I'm not a super thing and all that. They had these evil spirits, and they had a lot of accidents when he was filming License to Kill. But I don't go into things like that. You know what I mean? It's like, but yeah, there was filming License to Kill, and I just love the truck chase scene, and I love the way Bond outsmarts the bad guy in it. He's about to stab him with a big fucking Peseta, and then he says, "Do you want to know why?" And he pulls this big lighter out, presses it, and burns him on fucking fire. He burns the evil main villain on fucking fire. He's like, steaming. I thought it was on the uncut one. You see it a lot more where he's running about, and you can fucking see him really on fire. And it's one of them where is he going to go for the Bond dude who got ripped, because you think there's a love scene there, and there was a bit of a lanky panky, but not too much, because I think Timothy Dalton was more into acting than like the actors that played him before, where you always know there's going to be a bed scene. I always love the scene in it where Sue says, "Secret agents are bound to sacrifice themselves," and she says that line. Bullshit! So I always love to say to someone who fobs you off, bullshit. But I love it, and I love the Bond girl in it. She's ballsy, she's cheeky, she's sort of arrogant, but in a good way, a confident way, and she kicks ass. She's pretty, she's not just high-tanded, but you can see at that point it's getting more independent, the Bond girls. They want just there to look pretty, and you think he's going to get the other Bond girl, and he goes for her. And I even love the song at the end, which I think another singer re-sang that actually. It goes, "If you go my way." I can't remember the fucking lyrics go now. Well, fuck it, I'll kill it if I keep doing it. But at the end of the day, I even love the song at the end. I think it's a damn good action film. It's where Bond sort of ended, because I think they've overpaid their due now. But I'll just offend Timothy Dalton a bit right here. At the time, there was a law to shoot, right, and who won the rights of Bond, right? And they belonged it to make the next Bond movie, because Timothy Dalton, right, had another, I think he had 4 or another 5-year contract to do maybe 5 more Bond films. Could be right and wrong there. So he would have done as many as Roger Moore did, because MGM fucked around that much on this larger suit. I'm not getting too into it, but they went to a larger suit, taking it to court, and they fucked around that much. By the time they got to do the next Bond movie, Timothy Dalton was getting on. He was almost like Roger Moore's age when he did View to a Kill. That's Timothy Dalton. He was almost up to that age, and he thought, what's the fucking point? So that's why he fucked off, and that's why they went for Pierce Brosnan, who was in auditions in The Living Daylights, as we all know. But that was the reason. That was the fucking reason. If they wouldn't have fucked around people, Timothy Dalton would have done 5 more, and there's a bit of me that would have loved to see what he would have done after this, because there was even had ideas for the next Bond film. You know what I mean? I would have loved to see what he would have been like in the next Bond films, but we'll never have that luxury now. But it was a big hit in '89. There was a lot of big films in '89. You had Batman, Tim Burton's Batman. You had with Sean Connery, you know, in Harrison Ford in the third Indiana Jones film, The Last Crusade. You had The Abyss. You had them all. And License to Kill was a big hit. And I love License to Kill. And that was why it took them so many days to make the next Bond film. Because MGM booked around. But I like License to Kill. And for that, I love it. Until then, I'll see you later. I might even one day do the two versions of the censored version and the uncensored version, which we've now got the luxury of seeing. Until then, I'll see you later.